Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I am Sir Leonard John V. Carillo of PE Department, and I am in collaboration with Ma'am Prosfi from the Department of Physical Education. So Ma'am Yi is we decided to collaborate since this topic is made especially by or prepared by the Physical Education Division. So everything that I am saying right now is in consonance with what she wants to discuss in your class as well. So this is applicable in my class, and this is also applicable to to Ma'am Prosfi's class. So ayaw na mo katingala, ayaw na mo ka-shock. So ako si Leonard John Carillo. You can call me Sir Jack. And unsa among discussion karon will be the discussion of all the teachers of physical education division, especially in PatFit 1. No? So we will have lessons 3 to 5. Movement competency training, unit 1 physical fitness. So this is still part of physical fitness, which is this is not week 3. This is, I guess, week 4 or 5. I'm not sure about that. Lessons 3 to 5. Next. So lesson 1, we have the basic muscle movements. So what are the basic muscle movements? Unsa may basis sa muscle movements. So what comprises the muscle movements of our body? So do you have muscles? You as a student, do you have muscles? Lisod pod. Every one of us has muscles. We consist of muscles. Bisan pa og tambok ta, sama na ako tambok. I still have a lot of muscles inside me because the muscle in our body provides us movement. It helps us move properly. So, before ta mo go over some muscle movements, storyahan sa nato ang muscular system. So, what is the muscular system? So, muscular system is made up of over 600 muscles. Again, regardless if tambok ka or niwang, you are made up of 600 muscles. Lahi na po tong char lang. Okay. Next is it provides movement for the body. Of course, without proper muscles or without muscles in our body, we won't be able to move properly. Okay. Although part C bone diya, the bone acts as lever or the lever of our body to move. No? So mag-help lang si bone. Pero si muscle gyud ang naga-provide sa movement. So syempre connected ato ang muscle sa tuang utok when we think of something or when we do this, magsana siya og kanang magsana siya signal sa ato ang brain. And also it receives ability to move through the nervous system. So mo na siya didto. Naghuna-una pa lang ka ni saka na siya sa imong system. So that is the muscular system. We are not going to talk about everything. We are not going to talk about everything about muscular system since our focus is all about the movements. No? So I have a question. Please comment it down below in our comment section. What is the largest muscle in the body? So that is for the first question. I-comment lang ninyo ang inyong answers in our comment section. And for Ma'am Yee's class, you're going to answer it in the discussion prompt. No? So mag-upload ang inyong teacher about that. You can also comment your answer in the comment section. So what is the largest muscle in the body? Okay, is it the heart? Is it your hands? Diba? So you can search it up if you want. Next is the first movement, the basic movement. Daghan kay movements sa tuang body. Daghan kay siya og terms, no? There are a lot of movements that we can talk about. However, we are just going to focus on 5 basic movements. Kay syempre basic lang man ato ah. We are not major in PE man. So if major in PE pa lang tada tanan, syempre tanan duction ato nang gipang storyahan. First is abduction. What is abduction? So it is any motion of the limbs or other body parts that pulls away. Imagine pulls away. So away from the midline of the body. So take for example me. This is my midline, right? This is my midline. So let me annotate. For example, this is your midline. So this is the midline, class. Sorry, hiwi na siya midline. Mid-hiwi na siya. Okay ka na siya. Midline. Basta mo na siya. Clear. Wait, clear all drawings. How do I... Sige, this is the midline. Tura, kana kay straight. Mo na siya midline. What it is trying to say is, it is the movement away from the body. Okay, understood? Away from the body. So just follow this one. So from here, gikan iyahang kamot dire, ni move pasaka. Okay, that is for abduction. So let me try and show it to you. For example, like this. Gikan ani, moana si sir. No? So this is abduction. So that is the first basic movement of our body. So basic lang siya. Di man siya necessary nga inyo hagit siyang ginabuhat. So it is just a basic movement sa ato ang lawas. So again, from the midline, this is the midline. So dira gikan atong kamot, lisod pog diri gikan atong kamot, no. So diri atong kamot, ato siyang isaka, that is for abduction. Okay, abduction. So did you know that adduction and abduction movements are also applicable to other parts of the body? So dili lang sa kamot applicable ang abduction. So that is our kuan, that is our hala nawala. Wait for a while because I am just going to erase it. Clear all drawings. So dili lang applicable ang abduction sa atuang hands, no? It can also be applied sa atuang feet, sa atuang head, no? Sa atuang mga paa, so any part of your body that you can abduct. Okay? Next is we have abduction of the hip or the leg. So this is the one example that I am giving. So it is the movement of the leg away from the midline of the body. So gikan sa midline sa tuang lawas, again ha, balik ko na ko mo ning midline niya. For example, mo na yung midline, hiwi siya, pero yes na. Then the movement goes from here to here. So syempre, this is ang normal nga standing position sa tao is both feet is on the ground or are on the ground, right? And if you're going to abduct your hip or your leg from the midline, of course, syempre, inyo siyang ipa sideways, no? Naa siya diri apadulong. So that is the abduction of the hip and leg. Next is we have the abduction of the fingers. So, simple lang kani siya. As long as ma-understand na ninyo ang meaning sa word nga abduction. Abduct, meaning kwaon. If you are familiar with the term aliens abduction, so nga na siya, kwaon siya, abduction. No? From the midline. So, same with the hands, na siya midline, ana, pag inyo siya ibukad, okay, so nag-abduct mo og fingers. So these movements, although very basic, very easy to do, when applied to dancing, it will be very extravagant, no? Labi nag-synchronous sa inyong movements sa inyong mga kauban, I tell you, abduction of the fingers is very good. Labi na sa stage. So again, abduction of the fingers is the moving away from the hip line, midline of the hand, which is the middle digit. So this is the middle digit. So actually, this is not bad to do. This is sa among NSTP, this is thought to be authority, no? And this is also known as the middle digit. So dili magool. But it depends on the context, ha? Don't get me wrong, disclaimer lang, I did not do this to offend other person or other people. So this is just called the middle digit. Grabe ka, consider ka ng, sani? Next is adduction. So ganina is abduction. Now is adduction. It is just the opposite of abduction. So from here, inyo siyang inaog. So it is the movement of a body part toward the body's midline. Toward padulong. So meaning, gikan ninyo ang kamot diri, ninaog. So that is for adduction. Dili na to siya lisod-lisoron. Again, abduction, adduction. Add. Abduction, adduction. Okay? So uh, abduction and adduction can both be used the same and can be applied, especially if you are going to do a lot of movements such as in dancing, no? Labi na kanang if you are trying to follow the movement of a bird, especially ani sa ethnic dances. If you are going to follow the movements of the bird, natay dance ana sa gitawag ani oy lapay bantige, which is following the movement of a seagull. So puso kay diara ang abduction. Okay, I mean abduction and adduction. Abduction, again, what is abduction? Abduction is the movement away from the midline. And ADD or adduction, movement toward the body's midline or the midline of the body. Next, adduction of the hip leg. So, dili ni siya ano ha, dili siya same sa normal standing position sa person. So as you can see, na X na iyang tiil. So uso ni siya. So I mean, you can use this if you are going to do grapevine. So ang grapevine inyong i-XX inyong tiil. So that is also one example of adduction of the hip or leg. So it occurs when the femur or the upper leg bone moves inward toward the contralateral opposite leg from an outward position. So our outward position ing ani unya iyahang gi adduction. So iyang gitandayan iyahang own hip. So that is for adduction of the hip and leg. So we don't need to explain everything no in a very descriptive in a very specific way. So mo na siya ang adduction. Next is adduction of the finger. So opposite lang atong abduction, di ba? Abduction is opening it, moving your fingers away from the midline. While in adduction, you are, hala, sorry, wala ko change. It occurs when the fingers go back or go towards the midline of the finger or kung sa gitawag ani, digits. Okay, so abduction or ABD and ADD, adduction. Hiwi akong kamot. Next is flexion. So ikapila na ni, pangka-third na ni nga basic movement sa body. So flexion is the bending movement around a joint in a limb. So ang joints, muna siya makita nato diri, muna sila ang ginayuse nato to rotate our hands or to flex or to bend. Okay? So we are going to use it to flex and to extend. So a bending of movement around a joint in a limb as the knee or elbow, na siya commonly in the knee or elbow, pwede po siya sa diri, natay joint diri. So na siya ball and socket. I guess you can call it ball and socket. And it decreases the angle between the bones of the limb of the joint. So magpaka-math sa tano. So syempre kung inyong anaon, mo decrease gyud ang angle sa tuwang hands. So kanina lang ang inyong angle. While you are extending it, syempre mudako ang angle sa tuwang hands. Okay, again, flexion is the bending movement. So this is bending movement around a joint in a limb as the knee or elbow decreases the angle between the bones of the limb at the joint. Next is simple lang, extension. Opposite sa flexion, extension. You're extending your hands away, and not away. You're extending your hands from the folding movement of your body. So inyo ra siyang i-extend. Flex, extend. Flex, extend. So it is unbending movement around the joint in a limb, such as the knee or elbow, that increases the angle, the angle between the bones of the limb at the joint. So, mo na siya ang sa extension. So, flexion, extension. Flexion, extension. Next is wrist flexion and wrist extension. So, mora gyapon, same thing. Wrist extension, opening the joint anteriorly, wrist flexion. No? Extension, flexion. Extension, flexion. Elbow extension, elbow flexion. So, simple lang gid kaayo siya, dali ra gid kaayo. And we are going to have a quiz, simple quiz lang. You're just going to, we are going to upload it in our classroom, and you are going to identify what movements are we showing, if elbow flexion ba siya, or sabi abduction ba siya, or adduction. Nga na lang, mga simple lang ang mga quizzes dito magul kay PE is not for kuan mo dili man siya focused more on assessment nga traditional. We are following the alternative assessment, wherein we are going to use rubrics katunan ng mga video niyo, pero for now mo settle sa takajot og traditional assessment. Okay, wait for a while. Is on PE. Simple lang gid ang quiz, di kita ang mag-uol. That is applicable to mami and sa ako ang klase. Next is rotation. So, dagan kayo tagkuan ani no, dagan kayo tao confusion as to what rotation is. Usually atong nabalay nga rotation kani, rotation na sa ato No, that is actually not rotation. So rotation is ana lang. Because when we say rotation, this is where the limb turns around its long axis, like using a driver. Ang driver, ang screwdriver, di ana-anaon ba din nato gamit? Di ba ana-ana raman? So that is actually rotation. Even in our college days, kasabaan gid mi sa mo ang major teacher kay pag iyang ipabuhat og exercise nga gamit og rotation, pero may ginabuhat kay mag-ana gyud mig ulo. That is actually circumduction. Kana siya. Careful to circumduct sa tuwang ulo kay it might cause you dizziness, no? So rotation, ana-ana lang ang rotation. Circumduction, ana-ana. Okay? So lateral rotation, napod tay medial rotation. So mga ingana lang siya. Simple gid kay atong terms nga gina-use karon. Pero PE major mo na, ambot lang. Napay dorsiflexion, mga ingana nga bagay. So nara ato ang side by side side by side nga pag explain sa rotation and circumduction. So rotation is again where the limbs turns around its long axis. So within its axis na siya, like using a screwdriver. Ana-ana lang, no? And this is ang circumduction. This is where the limb moves in a circle. So circle in a circle daw. So dapat ana-ana siya. So kani siya circumduction, naana lang ingana nga movement, no? Ang sa rotation nga iyang example diri ana iyaha. External rotation, internal rotation. Kay again ang rotation is within its axis lang. Ingani lang. Rotation, lipong nako. Dayon circumduction. Circumduction, external rotation, internal rotation, external, internal. Ingana ang rotation and circumduction. So kung moingon si teacher ninyo sunod og circumduction, syempre circular in movement. Dili siya paana-ana lang. Kay again, rotation is within its axis only. Mutuyok pod siya pero within its axis lang. Not unless if matuyok ninyo yung kamot. Okay, next is movement concepts. Sige, before we go on with the movement concepts, what are the 5 basic movement skills? We have adduction, flexion, extension, and rotation with circumduction. So iunom na lang nato. Okay, so ako ra may nagdungag aning circumduction kay para ano lang nato ma-differentiate nato the difference between rotation and circumduction. Next is movement concepts. No? Before we proceed to movement concepts, again, please comment down below. Comment ninyo each basic movements natay 6 each basic movements wherein i-comment ninyo kung asa siya usually nga movements ginabuhat sa pagbuhat og mga trabaho sa balay. For example, sa extension o flexion, kana mo kabot mo og baso, right? Or manglimpyo mo, magana-ana mo. nga na siya sa rotation kumangita og crash ana. So you just give examples of movements, each movement, no? Mga basic movements lang na po nato sa balay, mga basic chores nga ato ang ginabuhat sa balay. Okay? Comment na ninyo sa unom ka buok. Kung gusto mo daghan ninyo example, good. Kung gusto mo isa lang, okay ra pod. Next is the movement concepts. I-comment na ninyo sa ato ang comment section. Movement education. So, movement education is part of movement concepts. Before we understand movement concepts, let's first talk about movement education. So, ang movement education, dako kina siya nga scope. Dili na nato siya tagsa-tagsaon. Gid na to siya gamay-gamayon kay mabuang taog sumabot. No? So movement education is the instruction and the improvement of person's motor skills. Motor skills kanang usual na itong ginabuhat. Kani nga, any movement nga itong ginabuhat. Pagdula, pagbaklay, pagjogging, mauna na siya ito ang motor skills. Through physical movement to gain deeper understanding of their body in motion and increased efficiency of movement in their day-to-day activities. So syempre, kinahanglan na ito mailhan ato ang kaugalingon. Dili pwede nga mulihok lang ta without knowing our own movements, our own body. No, you should have your own. You should know your body. Okay. Next is movement. So human na ta sa movement education. So actually, what we are doing is movement education. Okay. Again, in movement education, it is teaching you how to be aware of your body or how to be aware of the movements of your body. So this is basically just the movement education. So dili na nato siya i-expound og ayo. So part of movement education is movement concepts. The movement concepts, these are knowledge and understanding of movements that allow you as an individual to adapt and modify their movements to achieve specific movement goals. Kaya syempre no, dili man nagpasabot nga naa kay for example sa volleyball ang ay butang ta libero ka libero tig receive og first ball. Dili man siya necessary nga ang imuhang training is the same with the spikers. Kasi syempre, spikers more on layat sila. More on, dito sila sa ambak-ambak. So, pag mag-ambak-ambak ang libero, no? So, in movement concepts, it is trying to teach you how to do specific skills in your own modifications, in your own goals, no? Again, movement concepts will be based on your own understanding and on your own achievements or goals, specific goals. And first in movement concept, we have body awareness. Mo na giingon na if you are going to exercise or to do movements, first, you need to understand your own body. Dapat mailhan sa ninyo ang inyong kaugalingong lawas. Kaya importante gid kay na siya. That is the greatest relationship you can give to yourself. Ingon sila, love yourself. Ingon sila, love yourself. No, I tell you, be aware of yourself. Be aware of your movements. Be aware um be aware where you can be of good use, no? Okay, in body awareness, it is the identification and location of body parts. Okay, if for example moingon lugar sa practice na to, mag-practice tag sayaw, moingon lugar moingon ng inyong trainer nga, please flex your feet obliquely forward. Unya kay wa makakabalo sa imong feet, di maka-aware sa imong lawas. Hala, so, dili nimo mabuhat ang gipabuhat ni trainer. Nya kumingon po siya, please move your gluteus maximus. Oh, gluteus maximus is just a fancy way of saying your butt. So, please move your butt up and down. So, wa ka kabalo, iya din pasabot is mag-twerk. So, lisod kay siya if you are not aware of your body and the location of the parts of your body. Also, these are the body shapes and positions. Kay if you are not aware, again, for example, moingon inyong trainer, please form a circle using your body. Hala, di man kakabalog koan, form of circle, kaya di man ka-aware sa imuhang lawas. So, wala gihapon. So, that is the sole purpose of body awareness. And it is also the awareness of body movements. Kay syempre, kita as dancers, labi na sa amua, sa mo labi na sa PE, naman gid times nga bisan pa og hingsayaw mi painggit mig ikaw mi kay we are aware of our body movements. Napod gyud say uban na dili sila aware sa ilang movements. They feel like they are good to look at, labi maglihok sila, pero if we are to actually critic them, lain gid siya tan-awon. Naagi ing ana nga tawo, but that is okay because mao na siyang purpose sa movement education to educate everyone that there is this word body awareness that can help us identify if we are good in this or bad. Di man pasabot nga dili ta maayo ani pasabot dili na nato siya kaya buhaton. Kinahanglan lang gid siya og practice, no? Again, let's be aware of our body movements. Next is body as a communicator to express feelings. Sige, so si teacher Lugar, gignan mo nga, please dance in a way nga ipa-feel ninyo sa kuha nga you are hurt. Nadobi inyong gisayo kay nag-hip hop man mo. Okay na si hip hop if ang inyong gi-show is kanang with emotions kay nag-hip hop man mo nag-twerk man mo diha. O man ninyo nagamit inyong body to express your feelings. You are just showing your talent. No, talent lang inyong gipakita dili ang feelings. O pareha kay ma'am nga nagsayaw karon oh. Char lang. So that is for the body as a communicator to express feelings. Next is awareness of muscle tension and relaxation. So if you are a dancer, you will know what I am saying. For example, tense kay inyong lawas. Mabalaan gina sa inyong trainer labi ni inyong trainer kasi Ma'am Yi na kaingon jud mo lakaw na lang jud mo. Kay ma-feel mo na mo na or makita na mo through our eyes, makita na mo if you are tense doing the movement. So that as dancer or as a student, you should be aware of your movement by knowing if it's tense or relaxed. But may mga manggahi ang tao. A bit of dance, makita ginana mo if manggahi ang tao kaysa sa relax. Kung nag-relax lang si performer or si student. So that is for body awareness. So it is also asking, what can the body do? Sakto. So si Ma'am Gian nagbutang, she asked if what can the body do? So that is the sole question of body awareness. Unsa kuno ang mabuhat sa lawas? Dapat matubag na ninyo using your body awareness. Kung di mo kabaluan na kung unsay mga mabuhat sa lawas, syempre wala mo'y body awareness. Mawala si movement education. Sige, please comment down below what can the body do? Again, what can the body do in body awareness? Part na siya sa body awareness. Next is qualities of movement or effort. So usually we just call this effort. So kung wala kag effortan si muhang bebe, char. Sige. So in effort, part of it is the balance, time, force, and flow. So naa siya patubuok under the qualities of movement. Kaya di man ta pwede nga mo consider lang ta og movement nga okay siya goods without actually looking at its components. So unsa may components sa movement or sa effort? First again, we have balance. Balance is very important. Okay, if wala mo'y balance, meaning you can't do the movements properly. No? Balance is also asking how long you can stand on one leg or bisag sa pagbiad, sa pagbuhat og movements, how long can you balance? Balance is the very foundation of movement. If wala mo'y balance, syempre dili mo maka-perform og proper movements. Also in time, or if you can run slow ba or run fast or in performing, time is very important. Kay syempre dili saya-saya og perform niya without time. No? We need also to consider our movements using time. Kay what if nag-require ang music og paspas nga movements? Upaya-iya po ka, di ba dili man siya ingana? So you also need to have awareness through effort. Next is force. O makita man ni nato siya sa makita nato ang force through our movements. So part na po na siya sa effort. In dancing kasi, if we are going to watch you, especially if we are spectators, we can see if you are putting force in your movements. no? If wala mo'y force nga gina-apply sa inyong movements, syempre mawala ang qualities sa movement, no? Mawala na kung naa pa lang tay rubric nga gina-follow, syempre ma-out na mo diara sa force. Next is flow. So flow is you are bound or free with movements. Ang flow is very important, especially if you are doing movements nga ang inyong music is flowy lang. Pero dili lang siya applicable sa mga hinay nga kanta ha kay bisag sa hip hop, importante kayo ang flow. Sa mga jazz, nga mga dance, importante kaayo ang flow. Kay without flow, maguba tanan qualities. Connected ding tanan, balance, time, force and flow. Without being able to do balance, without following time, and without doing force, your flow will be bungkag. Ah, mabungkag inyong flow. Kasi syempre wala ninyo na follow tanan. So you should follow the flow. And in order to follow flow, you should do everything, no? Together. Together na siya. Uban na siya per me. Di para sa imuha nga walay kauban. Next question. Di ba first question kaina is, where does the body move? Ala, miambak lagi ta. Sorry. What can the body do? So that's the first question. Next question is, how does the body move? Ay, comment lang gihapon na to. Sorry kini ambak ta sa spatial awareness. So ganina, body awareness ta. Now, we are already aware of our body movements. We are already aware of what we can do, of our capabilities. Now, we should also be aware of the space around us. Okay, for example, pasayawon mo, tagaan ta mo og karton. Gusto ko nga diha ra mo mosayaw. So dapat aware mo sa space nga gihatag ra nako sa inyo. Kay dili mo mapataka-taka lang og sayaw. Kay wala mo spatial awareness if ing ana. Mao nang kabantay mo sa mga training gani sa mga practice nato, masuko gyud ang trainer if dili masunod ang mga spacing kay gubot jud kay sa tanawon if dili ninyo siya masunod. In spatial awareness, it is trying to teach you to recognize self-space and of others. No, dili siya pwede nga imuha lang own space. You should also consider others' space. Kay if you're only considering your self-space, that is not spatial awareness. That is your own awareness only. Spatial awareness kasi, it includes everybody around you, everything around you, even the obstacles, the equipment, everything. Apil ang speaker, that should be part of the criteria to be no, that should be part of spatial awareness. Also, spatial awareness is to move within general space safely. Kasi syempre, if you are not aware of the space, not unless if blindfolded ka. Okay, even ang blindfolded, labi na og aware sila silang space, kanang before sila nag-start o perform, so safe man sila maka-perform. Pero if dili gani ka-aware sa imong space, makurat na lang ka nga, na imong kauban sa luyo, no? Kay part man good of spatial awareness is being able to know if someone is naa sa imong likod, no? Kay sa practice pa lang dan makita man nimo nga nakitao sa luyo, nakikauban sa kilid. No, di man ka magpataka lang og sayaw di ara, right? So, it is to move within general space safely together with other people. And it recognizes different directions and how to change it. So that is part of spatial awareness. And to understand different levels of movement, and it also helps travel through pathways. So similar lang sila sa to move within general space safely. And lastly, it helps you adjust range of movement. Eh, syempre, if big kayo inyong movements, kung yan naay tao sa kilid, lisod po mapadayon mo the big movements. So kung naay tao sa inyong kilid, adjust gidayon mo. So that is part of spatial awareness. Unsa to tong first? Body awareness. Second is spatial awareness. Next is effort awareness or the qualities of movement. And next is relationships. So I know dagan pa kay walay relationship diri ah. So in relationship, it is very important to have it. No? Dili siya necessary na gamin nga relationship with other people. No? It can also be relationship with yourself. Intrapersonal relationship. No? Okay. duha man aton types of relationship. We have intra and interpersonal relationship. In relationships, it is the understanding of the relationship of the body parts or to an apparatus, especially if naamoy props. So apparatus, you can also call it as props. Kaya mo na ginatawag nato diri sa Pilipinas. Pero especially in ano no, in gymnastics, there are a lot of apparatuses. Nate ribbon, kani inyo kakita karon, this is the ribbon. We have ball, and we also have this one, the hula hoop. So if you have an apparatus in your hand, you should understand your relationship with it. No, okay, if dili mo kabalo og gamit ani nga apparatus, syempre the relationship is off. It's not there. No, okay, bisag bisag sa relationship sa tao, di ba? If you don't understand your relationship with the person, bisan pag uyab mo, walay mahitabo, walay mapadulngan ang inyong relationship. It's just like that, no? Also, it is the effective movement to other individuals or group. There are a lot of dances that uses anang relationship as part of the choreography, especially kanang mga contact improvisation. So kaning contact improvisation, no, this is by far kanabitang the most sa ako lang intimate kay siya nga dance, since dance mo gumi before ani, and digit jud kay among lawas na sobraan among relationship, pero we still understood the assignment because what it says there is to have relationship. Kay gubot ba kayo mag tanan lawas 10 kabuk maguot, pero we should have unison, we should have relationship with each other while performing. So nice gihapon mi lantawon, kay naa gihapon mi spatial awareness, body awareness, and qualities of movement or the effort in performing. So in relationship, again, we should always consider that it can happen to one person and with the others. Okay, the question about this is, with whom and what does the body move? So that is for relationships. Okay, comment lang yapon ninyo inyong answer, with whom and what does the body move? Kalimot kog ask sa isa, where does the body move? No? So if mag-ask pud mo aning sa spatial awareness, sir, what if lugar sir, gabitay lugar ko sir. So that is a different kind of story. You also you still in ano kung magbitay mo, labi nag on air mo, spatial awareness can still be applied. Kung pangatanong, where does the body move? Syempre sa air. Pero you have an apparatus with you. Kanang gagunit sa mga PC, that is your apparatus. You should have a relationship with the PC. And at the same time, spatial awareness. Eh kung dili ka aware sa imong spatial awareness, na tendency nga mahulog ka sa laing tao. A. So again, we have body awareness, spatial awareness, qualities of movement, and relationships. Okay? Next is humana. So don't forget to comment your answers down below. Okay? I also after this one, after this video, please proceed to the next video that will be embedded after this one. Okay? If dili ninyo siya makita, I am going to show it to you. So our next topic will be locomotor, non-locomotor, and manipulative skills. So you can search this lesson. Where is it? Wait for a while. Here, fundamental movements. So this is early. So what you can do is go to this next video. So this is still part of, this is lesson 3 actually. So ganina we had I know we had lesson 3 and 4, and this is lesson 5, the fundamental movements. So this is also in connection with, I know, in collaboration with Prosty. Okay? So search lang ninyo fundamental movements, or you can search Leonard John Varias Carrillo on YouTube, and you can search fundamental movements. So in fundamental movements, we have talked about locomotor, non-locomotor, and manipulative skills. Okay, I guess that would be all for today. Um, don't forget to answer all the questions that I have asked here in the recorded video. I guess we are done. Let me stop sharing. And after this one, I am going to upload the quiz in your Google Classroom. And have a great day. Thank you so much for listening. Bye bye.